Pretty good. Just making sure all systems are go on this side. And I think we are pretty close to it. Just making sure the YouTube feed is live and direct in Technicolor. There it is, amigos. Okay. Jackson,
What's up?
I think it's time.
Let's do it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 350 of Book Life, Pitted with Action and Manny V. Yeah, we just keep on rolling, brother.
Still
And
plugging away.
you know what? I know I've touched on it in the past, but we need to come up with a theme song to intro each episode. I'm still a big fan of the idea of getting licensing permission to mash up POD's Boom and Redman's Time for Some Action and making that our theme song.
Well, guess what? I think JG is friends with the POD guys. So why don't we ask?
Can't hurt
Nope,
because
I'm actually gonna.
I love the fact that you intro your Manny V stories with Barracuda.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
know what? It's had me thinking about it. I had to bring it up tonight.
No, I'm actually writing it down right now. I don't understand why we don't have that as a lead in, at least, 2 or 3 minutes coming into 5 o'clock and just have that going so we can get all our things rolling on this side. So yeah, I'm totally down to do that. Got my note to hit up JG and see if he can pull that off.
That would be awesome. All
Yeah,
right.
okay.
So, anyway, let's get into tonight's episode. First and foremost, shout outs. My shout out tonight involves a little homework for all of y'all. So,
Oh damn.
yeah. My shout out goes to Jay Real and Jason Bitzer. If you haven't seen the latest Real Deal podcast interview, East Coast legend Jay Real sat down with New Jersey bodyboarding legend Jason Bitzer. The interview is awesome. They touch on everything from Bitzer's Grammy days to, pro bodyboarder to North Shore lifeguard to, married life and having kids and everything they've been going through with their son's cancer. It's a phenomenal interview and, in my opinion, an absolute must watch. So if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend going to the eBodyboarding YouTube channel and checking it out.
Epic. Yeah, I love both of them. And Bitzer, I really want to listen to that and get a little bit more inside of Bitzer that I don't know. And I'm sure everybody will be hearing the same. So that's a good one.
Yeah,
Shout
that's my
shout
shout
outs.
out.
Yeah, shout outs on my end. You know what? I pulled up my Instagram or I think it was Facebook feed, and my shout out, if I haven't already done it, is going to Mike Stewart. Like I just got off the phone with Cameron Steele. He's thinking about and probably gonna pull the trigger to meet up with us in Cabo for this year's Cabo Freak Fest. And he's bringing the family, but what he did pull up was he saw Mike Stewart on he must have saw Mike Stewart on a big wave, and he's like, Mike Stewart's still charging. I'm like, dude, he's still charging, he's still beating the kids, and he's gonna friggin' put his hat into the ring as far as piecing together, an association to to define a path to the Olympics for bodyboarding. And yeah, so my shout out goes to Stewart and the new APB along with Teza McKenna. But yeah, I am so stoked to see these guys work together to figure out a defined and absolute path to the Olympics for bodyboarding. Why not? Especially with the wave machines, there's going to be a time where the Olympics are going to be in the pools, and the pools are coming to that caliber of riding, or actually the caliber of wave producing to promote a higher caliber of riding. So yeah, I mean, there's time to even get these wave machines even better for the next Olympics. But yeah, shout out Mike Stewart, keep it up.
Yep, the wave pool technology has come a long way from the wave tank in Arizona.
Exactly. Shout out to Chris, who is also chiming in live What's up? He's down in Cabo right now. We're going to see him shortly.
All right, now let's get into news. If you will be so kind as to pull up the Cave Rock Invitational Instagram page, they have confirmed all 16 invitational riders for next weekend's event in let me pronounce this right. KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa.
Ooh, okay. Wow, you're getting your South African.
Trying to rebuild my linguistics for foreign languages.
All right, here we go. Is this what we're looking at?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, beautiful. All right, I'm looking at the names and gosh, and they're all freaking high caliber riders, but gosh, you know what? Mark McCarthy is just screaming
Mark.
out at me.
Yeah, that's the one that really stands out. That and Aiden Cleve.
Yeah, yeah, this is a sick lineup. Holy crap.
So yeah, I can't wait to see how this event shakes out this year. If the waves show up like they generally tend to do at Cave Rock, these guys are gonna be, battling it out in some solid conditions and some serious high level talent to boot. So yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, this is sick. Good call to bring this up. Oh, do we know if this is going to be streamed live?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm not entirely certain. I sure hope it is, but if by chance it isn't, I'm sure the highlights package is going to be popcorn worthy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped. Can we watch this quick video?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my God. Let me make sure the audio is on because it does have audio. Oh, sick. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mentioned it last time, but I'm loving the surf and bodyboard. Oh, yeah, this is going to be an incredible event. If it's not shown live, I'm pretty sure their media team is going to be putting together some pretty insane posts. I wonder how old, oh, damn, how old Mark McCarthy is now. If you were to guess.
I couldn't even venture a guess.
Oh, sick.
I tell you what, I may be completely off, but on the ballpark, I'm gonna say Mac is probably somewhere in his 40s now.
Yeah, mid 40s, not late 40s. Yeah, I think you're right.
I'd say early to mid 40s. That seems to be the age range that a lot of those guys that were battling it out on the APB World Tour when I was working commentary. Guys were in their 20s and 30s. It's been a good decade now. So yeah, I'm gonna venture a guess and say somewhere in his 40s. I should probably one of us should probably reach out to Mac and just pick his brain a little bit, get some details. Not
Uh,
only about him and this event, but also, his business, Max Fish and Chips.
nice. Yes, I'm writing that note down as well. Cool.
But yeah, K-Rock Invitational coming up this weekend. That's my news for this week.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't have much for you. I do see a lot more posts of the APB, and they're making it a lot more public. And I do hope that things work out as they plan. Their mission statement is pretty on point, just unifying everybody to create a path to the Olympics, which I'm all about.
Well, let's take a little side quest real quick. The APB social media posted up a question. Where did it start for you? I'll let you
Nice.
go first.
Oh, we're gonna answer it.
Yes.
Well, where did it start for you? Well, I don't know what it is, so I
Well,
will.
where did your bodyboarding story begin?
I mean, I remember so clearly. My older brother brought home a Red Edge Mori 136 or 139 Red Edge with two skegs on the bottom. Um, and I asked if I can use it. And he said, "Yeah, go take it to the beach." I took it to the beach. I was very, very fortunate to be able to have a 12 to 15-minute walk from my home to the sand at my local beach in Imperial Beach. And yeah, I do remember taking that thing down to the beach and catching a couple waves, and just that's when it started. I'm like, holy shit, this is what I want. And then that was the first generation of bodyboarders hitting the news as far as magazines and just being more noticed as far as bodyboarding being a legit sport. And then seeing Kisasaki, another brown bodyboarder, say, and I'm like, whoa, if he can do it, I can do it. And that's when it started. That's when the fire was lit. When did it happen for you?
Well, first and foremost, next time I'm back out in San Diego, we're going to flip the script and I'm going to interview you for a Bug Life episode and get the Bug Life story of Manny Vargas.
All right, well, get your ass out here, or if I come out your way, because we need to go to that wave
I'll
park.
be honest, I'm kind of contemplating getting tickets for Dia de los Deftones November 7th at Petco Park and making a weekend trip out to San Diego.
Well, you got a place to stay, and if I'm in town, what weekend was that?
It's Saturday, November 7th is the Deftones Festival at Petco Park.
Okay, I do have a Baja Weekender trip planned on that weekend, but I have no takers as of right now, so I can move that down a week. Let me move that, put that down, because that would
All
be,
right.
if you make that happen, that would be amazing.
And the Deftones ticket is on me.
Oh, you better get out here. Yeah, I'll pick you up. You got a place to stay. Um, so let me make sure I move that.
All right. So Deftones and the Bug Life interview with Manny Vargas. Put it in the books.
It's written down. It should happen as soon as we hang up here.
All right. Now back to your question.
Yes.
This is already on a Bug Life podcast episode. You interviewed me when I moved back to New Jersey from Brazil. And I have no problem talking story about this because it's like you said, it's as clear as day in my mind, that memory. I was hanging out at the beach one day in 1988, 13 years old, and I was at Manasquan Inlet Surfing Beach, and I'm watching guys surf and bodyboard, and I'm just completely fixated on what they're doing out in the water. And I'm like, I really want to try this. So I borrowed a classmate's Turbo XTC, vinyl deck, neon palm tree graphics, hard bottom, and it wasn't a big day, it was only like 1 to 3 foot, maybe waist high on set, and I just water was still ice cold, New Jersey in the spring, late spring, early summer.
Yeah.
So all I had on were board shorts and a t-shirt. I paddled out. I'm turning purple because it's so freaking cold, but I didn't care. I paddled. I'd been watching and I kicked into, so I kind of had an idea of what to do. So I kicked into my first wave and I was able to turn the board and go down the line. And the rush I had on that first wave got me hooked. And here I am 38 years later, still riding a boat, still chasing waves, and still foaming over the sport and lifestyle of bodyboarding.
Yep. You and I both, brother. And that's why we're at episode 350 on Book Life. Still loving it. Still loving it.
Yes. So that's where I'm at with that. And you know what? You and I, we've been blessed with some phenomenal experiences and exceptional opportunities over the years. And you and I could talk story till the day we die.
Yep.
As a
And
matter of fact, I probably will be talking story till the day I die.
you and I both. You and I both.
All right, so let's roll into this week's Book Life video of the week. Um, just to give a little information on this, this is a teaser trailer for the upcoming Rising Series event in Morocco for the IBC World Tour. Now, it's well known across the bodyboarding global community. I've been highly critical of the IBC World Tour since its inception. But I have to admit, I do really like what they're doing with the Rising Series. I even questioned this at the beginning of the season, but what I've seen so far, and especially after the way things went down in Mexico, I am really looking forward to seeing these super Groms and young guns battle it out in Morocco on this Rising Series event. Um, the IBC is doing a pretty good job of cultivating the next generation of young competitors. And so again, I got to tip my cap to the IBC World Tour for organizing these rising star events because the proof is in the pudding. What we saw in Mexico and what we're most likely going to see in Morocco, serves the future bodyboarding well.
Yeah, and we also have to give a shout out to those that are actually putting the hard work in to make the events happen. The promoters, the event organizers of those events on the World Tour, because without them, I mean, there would be no World Tour or IBC. So a big shout out to the organizers and the promoters of these events. Let's do this.
Most definitely, on all accounts, it takes a village, brother.
Yes. All right, let's do it. Audio on, and yeah, we're good.
Feel the wind, hear the sound. Champions
Are you
rising
ready?
from the ground. Atlantic waves, wild and free. Welcome to Morocco City. Stand up, hands high. One dream, one life. Ride the wave. Every day, mach die to the flag. Raise your hands. Morocco calls. Together we stand. Hey, ho. Let's go. Ride, ride. Let's go. Future champions. Future champions. The countdown starts, the moment's here. Feel the power, lose the fear. Every wave, every ride, glory waits on the other side. August 11th to 16, the ocean's alive. Lift the dream, everybody. Ride the wave. Everybody.
What?
Yep.
That was pretty sick.
And we've touched on it the last few episodes, but I really like the improvement in video and film production. The quality of the editing, the overall product itself has been taking major leaps forward. And, for me, seeing the Rising Series and the way the IBC is building this in coordination with the international promoters and seeing what's going on with the new APB, I think there is a lot of potential and excitement to build and cultivate the future of bodyboarding. And, you know, as much as I've supported the idea of masters competitions in the past, really in my mind these days, the involvement of veteran bodyboarders, old school bodyboarders, I really think needs to shift its train of thought and focus on just paying it forward, passing on what they've learned, and instilling a love of the ocean and bodyboarding in the next generation, the younger kids, and creating a bigger, better, brighter future for our sport. We've had our time. We've learned our lessons, the good, the bad, the ugly, the sideways slide outs. You know, it's time to take all of that knowledge and invest it in the future. The future is now. It starts now with every single one of us, you and me included. And, I like what I'm starting to see.
I'm right there with you. I mean, without a foundation of youth bodyboarders coming up through the rankings, then bodyboarding is going to hit this stagnant. We've seen it before. There was just a gold rush to being a quote unquote surfer on a fiberglass board once all these cartoons came out of cartoons surfing. And yeah, so everybody wanted to jump on a fiberglass shortboard. But what we're seeing now is giving these Groms an opportunity to say, hey, no, there's another way of riding waves, and it's a lot more fun. A lot more waves are going to be had, a lot more barrels are going to be had sooner. And yeah, so I'm right there with you. I think what is happening right now with the IBC putting some and investing some time in the Rising Series is very cool.
All right, so that brings us to tonight's motivational quote for the week. And my quote tonight comes from Eleanor Roosevelt, the wife of the 32nd President of the United States, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who helped see this country through the Great Depression and World War II between 1933 and 1945. Eleanor Roosevelt, the longest serving First Lady in U.S. history. And the quote goes as such, and again, bear with me as I turn up the lights so I can see what I'm reading because my handwriting is like chicken scratch. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Think about that, apply it. That's all for this week. We'll catch up with you next week in episode 351. Until then, we're out. Thanks for tuning in.